Welcome to Digimon Analyzer. This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm a Digimon Analyzer. You can find all my work at mjmonnews.com. Join me as I talk about Saban's Digimon the Movie. So, I gotta say, I love this movie. I don't care that it's a Saban dub. That doesn't bother me. The jokes, the whatever. The fact that it's three movies stitched together and that we're getting those soon. It's early Odaiba day, but it's not very late. And at this point, there's still no announcement from anybody as to when that discotheque version of the three movies is coming out. And that's a little disappointing. Let me just double check real quick while I'm here. So, discotheque media new releases. Okay, that's not it. What about news? Would it be in news? Oh boy. Got some sort of server error. Let me see. Let me check one more place real quick and see. I know with the will, like with the will with the will Digimon movie. I'm checking that out. So it's with the will.net, of course. I would think most people who are into Digimon know about that. And if you don't, yeah, it's okay too. Um, let me see. Let me see. I stumbled across this in the forums. I'm talking about the the new version of the movie coming out. And let me see. That's a DVD, so it's probably old. And let me see. I don't know if this is a joke or not, but today there was a Yamato and the Teenage Wolves album announced, and I kind of don't believe that. It says New Digimon Adventure 02 theme musical album. I find that hard to believe, but that'd be totally awesome if it happened. So let me see. And I also thought Teenage Wolves was a dub joke, but apparently that's what the band was called in the anime. I don't know. I did not know about that. Um, yeah, so there was a new trailer. It's weird. IGN came out 3 months ago with a trailer. I think it was 3 months ago for the 25th anniversary of Digimon, and I thought, okay, so what's happening? What does that mean? And apparently, it doesn't mean anything. And I've seen speculation from people today that this doesn't really mean anything. It's just new animation that we got in this new trailer for Digimon Adventure, and that's kind of something that's going to keep happening. But who was it? Karn. Karn on Twitter. I saw him. He screen capped the "See you later, Taichi" or "Taichi, see you later" from Agumon at the end of the trailer, and he's like, "Oh, cue the conspiracy theories." And yeah, I mean, honestly, I would love for us to get something a little bit more. Um, Trailer seems like the wrong thing. A tribute video would be a better way to call it if you don't want people to think that there's something more going on. And anyway, I don't know. I can't find anything on it, but I'm supposed to be talking about Digimon the movie, so I will talk about that. And I was gonna look up and see the actual release date for the Digimon movie, where it's gonna be um, the three separate movies. The I don't remember what the first one's called, then Our War Game, and then Hurricane Touchdown. But alas, here we are. Okay, so I'm ready to talk about this movie. Here we go. So I'm going to start off with. So anyway, I love this movie, and I made some notes about it while I was watching it, and after, like a little bit while I was watching it, a little bit afterwards too. Just some of my thoughts on the movie. So this is a fantastic movie. I love the opening line of it. Who says there's no such thing as monsters? It's an amazing opening line. Um, I really think Laura Jo Miller is like a amazing voice actress. She's done a ton of stuff for kids stuff. She's kind of to me she's kind of like the female Steve Bloom, where they're everywhere. The both of them are in a bunch of Disney shows. I have kids, so they watch Disney shows. And like she's even been like the star of kids stuff that like I'd never heard of her. I think I listened to an interview with her like 2 years ago, and she's like, "Oh, I'm this Henry something or Hungry something or Harry something. I don't know, but like she's the star of a show, and just she does like a amazing voice performances. Um, and yeah, she's the like the well, I don't know if it's fair, but to me, Steve Bloom's excellent, amazing, and he's been in a ton of stuff and has like a very wide range. And I would say that the same is true for her. Everything I've heard her in is fantastic. I mentioned Figure 17 the other day. She's in that as one of the characters, as one of the twin girls. She's the alien armor goo thing. And yeah, so let me move on and talk about this. So anyway, that's a great line. Who says there's no such thing as monsters? Oh, wonderful way to open the thing. I almost think if I can get away with it legally, I kind of want to steal that and use it as a line in a book because it's too fantastic. Okay, so Also, so this is all within the first minute or so of watching the movie. I'm thinking about all these incredible things. Uh, there's a deft deception from minute one. We believe movie one and movie three are connected to each other, and therefore movie two must connect to the other two. Why do I say that? Because it shows off, or it starts off with a glimpse of the past, um, and then it shows you TK and Kari in the future, or in the present time, the 02 timeline, and it makes it feel as if they're intimately connected with each other, and therefore whatever comes in between must be connected. Going further than that, the concept of the virus, the computer virus from our war game, from part two of the movie, corrupting the Digi-Egg or whatever, and corrupting Kokomon, is brilliant. The fact that so we also get the egg coming out of their computer, that the Kamiya house. We have the egg on the internet in part two, and we have Willis had Digi-Eggs, right? Because he had twin Digimon, and he somehow uses Kokomon to try to make like a cloned, or I don't know what, a clone or a copy or whatever. So there's like this artificial Digi-Egg idea. However, in the first movie, we have, two Digi-Eggs, little one, giant one, good Digimon, bad Digimon. In the second, so in the original movie with TK, or with Tai and Kari, right? The second movie, Our War Game, which, let me just look at, what's the original Digimon Adventure movie title? What is that bad boy called? Let me see. I've got an AI trying to help me out. I don't know that it's doing a good job. Digimon the Movie, list of Digimon movies. That might be exactly what I need. Let me see. So, I'm waiting for these web pages to load, but let me, I'll get back to that when I have a chance. So, I will get back to that. Okay, that movie's literally just called Digimon Adventure. So we're talking about Digimon Adventure, Our War Game, and Hurricane Touchdown slash The Golden Digimentals. Those three movies were stitched together into a single narrative. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool. So now I feel like I don't have to be held up by my pedantry as I talk about this. So yeah. So anyway, you get like these parallels and these connections. So in our war game, the egg is corrupted, or there's a computer. They say that there's a Digi-Egg on the internet that is corrupted by a computer virus. So it makes sense that that computer virus, after Diaboromon is destroyed at the end of Hurricane Touchdown, could somehow go off, because Digimon manifest in the real world. Okay, so follow me here. In Digimon Adventure, the movie, the Japanese type, anyway, we get to see that Digimon can manifest in the real world somehow. In our war game, we get to see that a computer virus can affect a Digimon on the internet, or a Digi-Egg on the internet. In I guess Hurricane Touchdown, we get to see that, or in what we got of Hurricane Touchdown, we get to see a virus coming that was attached to a Digimon and had fused with it potentially, escaping the internet, manifesting in the real world, and then attacking a Digimon or Digi-Egg. And that all really makes a ton of sense. So, like, who's to say those things aren't possible? And that narrative of this virus and this corruption, I don't know if it's present in the original, very cleverly, very deftly weaves all those three stories together into a single narrative, which is unbelievable. I can't believe they did it. And I'm so excited to watch those movies as individuals, whenever they're released at some point, and see what they're each like on their own, and see how they compare. And it might turn into an even more brilliant masterpiece. And I don't know if there's any credit on Digimon the Movie for who wrote it. So screenplays by Jeff Nimoy and Bob Buchholz. Bob Buchholz, as far as I know, did a ton of the Digimon stuff. But I mean, yeah, he's credited on a ton of stuff. I don't know if these are writer credits or not. No, there's voice credits. Okay, so that makes it confusing. Like, he was in Big O, Akira, as a character in the anime's dub, I guess. Big O, Cowboy Bebop, Digimon Movie, Duel Masters, Ghost in the Shell. Like, he's been in a ton of stuff. So they give credits as... So Bob Buchholz is... So he says an American voice actor, writer, story editor, and voice director. He's provided voices for anime and video games. He is the owner of Spliced Bread Productions. Okay. He also goes under the names Robert Wicks with an E in it at the end before the S, and then Rich Buckloyd. Hmm. Okay. And he's been active since 1982, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so the filmography, it looks like it's mostly voice roles for anime. He was even in Beastars, huh? In the Netflix stuff. Interesting. Um, yeah, ton of stuff. Been in a ton of stuff. Besides that, he's got some non-anime credits for voice acting, video game voice acting, and then production work, voice direction on like 20 anime. Actually, he even voice directed on Kingdom Hearts games. Wow, that's cool. Well, good for him. I feel kind of like a jerk now because I had no idea who he was. But okay, scriptwriter. Okay, good. Specifically, Digimon Adventure 02. So it looks like Bob Buchholz did script writing on Adventure and Adventure 02, and then obviously the Digimon the movie, and that's super interesting. I had no idea. Doesn't surprise me that Jeff Nimoy was there, not just because of the jokes, but because he was a big writer on Digimon. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I want to wrap this up because I'm going a little bit long. Anyway, I love how the stories are connected to each other, and obviously, if this guy worked on season 1 and season 2 of Digimon writing scripts, he had the wherewithal and the familiarity with the characters and the stories to connect them together by watching these and saying, what can I do to connect these things together? So that's pretty cool. And I'm not saying Buchholz did it all on his own. I'm sure Nimoy was helping him too, but that's really cool. Let me just, if I can, in the dubbing line, yeah, I think Jeff Nimoy's page is going to be too big. It's going to be too much to sift through quickly. And actually, it's like structured. His page is structured differently, so it's not easy to tell. It's not easy to tell at all. Okay, sorry. Done with that. Done with that. So getting back on track. So this may sound silly. Oh, never mind. I will skip that. I will skip that. So, one other thing I like that they used is the visuals. There's a clock, there's a timer, and then there's this idea of the time travel with the kids becoming younger versions of themselves, and the phrase "go back to the beginning." Those three elements of Dior having his clock, his countdown clock that he shows, the clock being in his forehead when he's pierced with Omnimon's sword, um, like those things, it makes it look like he's this time manipulator or something. Um, and it makes it feel correct that he had the clock and there's the time travel, and it just all goes together and it all blends in very nicely. And I think it's really fantastic. As far as weaving the single narrative out of that. I love that they turned "You've Got Mail" into like an action or like an iconic like kill line from an action movie. That's pretty cool, and I love that Izzy got to deliver that. I think only the dub could have given us that, but we'll see if in the redub that's going to come out if a similar line is said or what exactly is said. And that's because it's AOL, and I'm sure they didn't have AOL in Japan like we had here in the States at the time. Another thing that's not having to do with the narrative of the movie and the writing of it is the orchestral version of the Digimon theme song is amazing. It plays during the battle. It plays when Omnimon is forming. I don't know if it ever plays in the show, the orchestral version of it or not. It's just the poppy, version of it from the opening and everything. But it's really a fantastic song. Yeah, like I said, I like the dub song based on nostalgia, but it's a little much, a little cheesy. I don't know if this is exoticism or not, but like Koji Wada's Butterfly is amazing. Braveheart, is that also Koji Wada? I don't know. Braveheart's an amazing song. There's something of a similar quality, and I'm just talking about like musically as a song. There's something in the quality of the orchestration of the instrumentality of how the actual song behind Digimon behind Digimon Digital Monsters is put together, especially because it starts off like that's so silly and so goofy and so childish. But when you compare like the orchestral version of this to like an orchestral version of Braveheart or Butterfly, like they totally work together. And I'm not saying they sound the same, it's just they have the same like epic kind of feeling, and you lose that in the dub song. But then you gain it here in this orchestral moment, and it's amazing. So very, very cool. I wonder if anybody's ever made use the song, the music, the background track of Digimon I guess the Digimon opening theme, and given it like better lyrics, because those lyrics could be better. I mean, they're decent, but they could be better. They could be more epic. They could be more like Butterfly or Braveheart or something, and it could be really cool. So that's all I have for my notes, and we're nearing the 15-minute mark. So I don't exactly know what I want to do, but I feel like I should wrap this up. And I guess just say we got amazing animation in the movie. Uh, I know it's, three different movies, but still the animation is beautiful. It's all very fluid. I don't know. Here, I go back to my wiki over here. I don't know what animation studios were involved. I know the guy who did like Summer Wars did our War Game, but I don't know anything other than that. So let me see if I can find any more information on who did it, which I can't remember his name. Oh, okay. So yeah, Mamoru Hosoda did he did Digimon Adventure and our War Game for some reason. And let's see if he also worked on Hurricane Touchdown. Let me see if I can find notes to Hurricane Touchdown on the wiki here, because I would be really interesting to know, or interested to know, I should say. It would be interesting if I knew, but I don't. So let me see. That's weird. There's not a link to Hurricane Touchdown for some reason. I think that will have to remain a mystery. Let me see. There's not even okay. So Hurricane Touchdown. Let me see. Straight from the wiki. So it's a 2000 film, and it's the third of the Digimon. It's third Digimon movie released in the summer fair for Toei Animation. It was released in Japan July 8th. The film screened in two. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. All I have is here. In July of 2023, which is a year ago now, over a year ago, Discotech did say that they were remaking the movie in the project that I've already referenced. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. But anyway, yeah, Mamoru Hosoda made Digimon Adventure and our War Game. And I don't know if he did Hurricane Touchdown or not, but that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. He also, I think he also did the Diaboromon or the Revenge of Diaboromon movie as well. Let's see. Hold on, where'd that link go? I lost my link. Okay, well, notable works on the wiki have Digimon Adventure and our War Game, and then like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Summer Wars, War for Children, and that's about it. So, Mariah and Bell as well. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm just basically out of facts, and that's too bad. So anyway, um, yeah, fantastic animation, fantastic direction. These were really good movies, and I love the one single narrative that they were woven into, and I think it's excellent. Tell me if I'm sacrilegious or stupid or whatever you think, or if you love those movies too. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you, and let's talk about it. Until next time, be brave and keep growing. I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe to keep up with me. Like and share to help me reach more people like you. And go to mjmunoz.com to find your next favorite thing. And don't forget to let your voice be heard. Stories are always better when you're part of the conversation. Until next time, be well. This is MJ signing out. This has been a Story Over Everything production.